Natalia on Luxury with Natalia, joined today by Sacha, who is the wonderful director of Camper Nicholsons in Monaco and also looking after the Fort Lauderdale team. How are you today, Sacha?
Hi, Natalia. Great, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on. It's interesting times nowadays with what's going on in the world, but perhaps we'll just say that charter is ever going strong, and there's always opportunities and amazing places to go and amazing yachts in the fleet to look at, right?
Right. I think there's never been a better excuse to go somewhere remote, to be honest with you, and escape all of the hysteria.
I read an interesting article this weekend on the topic that the ultra high net worth individuals are very much interested in chartering yachts at the moment, given that travel is a little bit more restrictive and private jets are very much on the cards, as are super yachts. So this is a good time for you.
Yes, there's good and bad, but there has definitely been, let's say, some interest in going further afield.
So perhaps we go back to basics. How did you get into yachting? And I know you since a few years because we used to work together, Camper Nicholsons.
Yeah, so it was in 2005 when I was working in Cannes that I got a job working on a yacht, and it all kind of stemmed from there, really. I was quite ignorant of the entire industry prior to that, and for me boats were things that you went out on the day to go fishing. I didn't really know much about the whole world of yachting, but then of course living in the south of France, it's unavoidable, and especially Cannes, so it kind of went from there, really. And then I got a job working at a brokerage firm, so starting off working with the sales team, and then just because I'm curious, I ended up doing a lot of different things there. So database, website development, event organization. And then finally, I took over the charter marketing team, which is what I do now at Camper Nicholsons. So then I switched about 7.5 years ago to come and work for Camper Nicholsons. And I've been ever since. So heading up the charter fleet, based primarily in Monaco, but yeah, we have a team in Fort Lauderdale and also in Phuket.
Ah, fantastic. It's really extensive and touching every corner of the world there.
Oh yes, yeah. Right from Raja Ampat to Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Antarctica. So this is something I'm a bit on the map now for a lot of people trying to get away from the classic traditional way of using super yachts and venturing into unknown areas and doing some good also on the way. So travel is changing. Tell me a bit more about how that's impacted in Camper Nicholsons and the fleet you have.
Well, we had an explorer yacht in the fleet that was mostly traveling between poles, so doing Antarctica and then the Arctic and everything in between. And for those people lucky enough to experience a charter in Antarctica, they've said that it's the single biggest life-changing experience for them. And these are people that have, as you can appreciate, a lot of amazing experiences in their lives. But really, I think there's something to be said about being that close to nature without the distractions of daily life. Naturally, in a lot of these places where you are quite remote, you don't have, let's say, all the digital distractions. There aren't as many people. You focus on the experience, the kind of the people that you're with, and all of those interactions are heightened because you're not being bombarded as you are in daily life by a dozen other things. So yeah, there's definitely an increase in people wanting to go further afield, which I'm thrilled about, because still today most of the business is taking place in the Mediterranean, which offers really unparalleled cruising opportunities when you look at how much you can see and do in such a small area. But for those who are more adventurous, I'm thrilled that there are so many more yachts out there now who are offering charter, experiences for our clients in such beautiful destinations.
Amazing. And does that then mean that you yourself get to go on these fan trips to experience it firsthand, to be able then to tell the stories and really sell it to the clients?
The holy grail of working in charter.
Yeah.
I went on a fam trip to Raja Ampat a few years ago now, and that was really well, not fundamentally life-changing, but it definitely changed my perspective on so many things. And it was a great experience because for the first few days, this doesn't happen anymore, but we just didn't have any contact with the outside world.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, I mean it's rare that happens now, even in Raja Ampat. But those precious few days where we could really connect with everyone meant that we had such a heightened experience of that area. Most of our time was spent underwater, and I've never seen such a beautiful underwater world. And it really brought to my attention how, let's say, damaged other areas in the world are, and how we can be doing so much more, especially in our industry, to try and champion the cause of ocean conservation. Because when you see something like Raja Ampat, and knowing that today it's only a shade as beautiful as it would have been 20 years ago, you know, it's quite sad to think that maybe one day it could end up like, you know, the waters of let's say the Mediterranean, which are overfished and overused.
Wow. And in terms of that, then the ocean conservation part, is there something that you yourself are doing or promoting or helping to achieve for the better good, or the company itself?
Yes, well, Camper Nicholsons has partnered with Mission Blue, and I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Sylvia Earle and all of the good work that she and everyone that's part of Mission Blue are doing, but we are helping to promote the hope spots, tying them into our charter itineraries, increasing awareness, and really trying to encourage everyone to adopt more sustainable ways of working and yachting. So there's going to be a lot that we're going to roll out over the next months and years, hopefully. But it's great to see that so many other yachting companies are also on board with this as well. And there's so many different ocean conservation charities and awareness groups now, and also yacht owners that really want to be part of that. So we have several yacht owners that are going to be auctioning their you know, a week on their yachts to try and bring awareness to different hope spots, and so yeah, it's for me, it's all moving in the right direction.
That's brilliant. Nice to see. And also that it's since a few years now, everyone really is joining hands to try and do something about it. And weirdly enough, perhaps, and going on to the subject of women, is that a lot of these pioneering women who are promoting the ocean conservation are women. So what makes it that interesting for women to go out there and talk about it?
So why does it make it
so interesting that for women to go out and be the spokespeople?
I don't know. You're right. There are a lot more women spokespeople out there. I'm thinking right now, apart from Dr. Sylvia Earle, there's also, you probably heard about Rev Ocean.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Rev Ocean, Nina Jensen, is also, of course, ex Worldwide Fund for Nature. And you're right, there are quite a few women spokespersons. I honestly don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but perhaps, yeah, I really don't. Maybe it's more of a connection with the people and protect women, I guess, being natural carers, caring for the planet, caring for its well-being of the ocean and everyone in it.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed until you just said that there were more women spearheading that than men. Maybe you're right.
That way, yeah, it does. And also, like the Blue Marine Foundation, there's a lot more women involved in it. Perhaps it is that caring factor. And then that's interesting, leading on to the next question, being women in yachting. So nowadays, today, we see more women in senior positions, which is really nice. And also, I know that Camper and Nicholsons are quite strong in the sense of having women in good positions, high-end positions, working for the company. So how many are you there at Camper and Nicholsons, women-wise?
Well, right now, I mean, most of the senior positions in the company are held by women, which is great when you consider, well, when I consider that when I first started in the industry, I was told by a sales broker that I could never become a sales broker because I was a woman and therefore inherently untrustworthy. I have to say, thank goodness that my experience in terms of feedback from clients has been quite the contrary. But yes, I mean, our CFO is a highly accomplished Swedish lady. We have our marketing director, Julia, who's worked all over the world and for some of the biggest marketing and advertising companies globally. Marianne, who you know, obviously, as head of yacht management, so really also an ex-engineer, so really a woman in a man's world. I mean, the charter side of things is definitely, it's definitely more women-centric than the sales side. We're yet to see a huge upturn in the number of women sales brokers, but hopefully as there will become more women yacht owners and changing perspectives, then we might see a change there. But for now, it's still very, very heavily male dominated on the sales side.
Well, speaking with all these wonderful women in yachting, I'm getting this little hint that something might be changing, and there's more support within the women in yachting to really enhance that experience, to be able to promote younger generation women who want to come into yachting and give them that opportunity that we maybe didn't have when we first joined in the yachting spheres. So we'll see. It's interesting times and everything is changing. Amazing. So then I wanted to just go into, like, you started yachting, but did you always have a passion for the sea, or did you sail as a child? How does one get the yachting bug?
I think it's I've always loved travel, and even before I was old enough to travel myself, and I have traveled extensively, but I think that when you like traveling and meeting new people and experiencing new things, this is the pinnacle of what that has to offer. So experiencing the world on a yacht charter, or just a yacht, is like nothing ever before seen. And really, the people that we work with are some of the smartest, brightest, funniest people in the world. So really, if you enjoy travel and you enjoy interactions with fellow humans, then this is really, like I would say, the pinnacle of what the world can offer you. And it all, for me, I kind of really got the bug a few years back. Well, it was a few years back now, in the Antibes Boat Show. Do you remember that?
Yes.
There was a yacht that the company I was working for at the time was selling. It was a flight ship called T6. And it was the first time that I'd come into contact with what we call explorer yachts, expedition yachts. And what I loved about this yacht was that the owner was on board, and he built it for the express purpose of going anywhere in the world with no restrictions. So it had an amazing range. Everything was kitted out to be, fairly autonomous, but also they had this helicopter hangar in the aft of the boat. So the hangar would just open up, and as we were there on the dock, this helicopter just emerged. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And I just thought, yeah, if that's it, that is, like, for me, the ultimate in terms of adventure and travel, is being able to go and see the world on a product like that, So I guess that's really what captured my imagination, and why I'm still in it today, is because yachts like that are still being built, but are bigger and better,
Yeah. And do you find that the client is changing as well from what used to be to today? Are they looking for different things apart from the exploration, but the size of the yacht, or what's available on the yacht? What is luxury nowadays? Let's go into that.
Well, I think a few years ago, yachting got a bit of a bad press because there were quite a few shenanigans going on board. Um, and I'm not, I mean, I can't say that that doesn't happen. I don't know. I'm not there. But one thing is certain is that it's the single best way to unite family and friends in one place and have this collective experience together on the best possible platform there is with these people who are highly trained to make sure that every minute of your time on board is executed to perfection, So I think that more and more people are waking up to that possibility. More so, this is where yacht charter can differ from staying in a hotel, where ultimately everyone goes back to their rooms, and it's quite hard to kind of keep the group together. I think this is something where yacht charter offers you, plus the proximity to the water, of course, and the fact that you can be so much closer to nature than you can, let's say, if you're staying in a hotel somewhere or in a villa. The yacht can take you to wherever you want to be. So the possibilities, I think, are, and the fact that the brokerage companies are doing more and more work to promote this experience means it's reaching a larger audience. And certainly people are getting more adventurous, which is great for us. We have some more things to get excited about.
And to change also the way you promote the yachts, because it used to be sort of a little bit repetitive, but now it's just opening up a whole new plethora of destinations, of ways of exploring, of going in the sea with all the toys, also new technology. That's all very exciting. So mainstream media wake up to this and go, yay, finally we have something amazing to talk about and different. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you remember how hard it is to get people excited again about, Saint-Tropez is beautiful, as is Monaco, but when that's what you talk about 90% of the time. Yeah.
Nice to get a change. Fantastic. Good. So what does your average day look like, Sacha? Are you constantly on the phone? Do you travel a lot? How does it look like, your role?
There's a fair amount of travel. Yacht shows are still important, although, we'll see what happens in the coming months. But more and more things can be done like this, by Skype and over the phone. I do have many interruptions. My day is, I'm effectively a consultant for all manner of any concerns regarding the charter. And that's what I love. I love finding solutions to problems. That's fundamentally what our job is about. It's about matching up all of the parts of the puzzle to make the perfect fit. So this is something I enjoy. But yeah, it's also working with people to really, so that we can get the best out of everybody. And what I love about working at this company, as I said, apart from the fact that there's quite a few women at the top, so we have a very holistic approach to the client experience, where we really, try and make sure we have all bases covered, and it's not just, let's say, one sales broker.
Absolutely, that's cool. That's great, and I'm very excited to see all these women getting out there and having a voice and talking about what their jobs entail, because not many people might understand that. A title is a title, but there's always a person behind that title, and a team, and everyone is associated and working together to make that ultimate experience for the client the best that can ever be seen. So that's brilliant, and I know that you're very busy, so I won't keep you any longer, but thank you so much for your time, as always. You.
Thanks, Natalia. Likewise, lovely to see you, and thank you for having this initiative to put some of the women in yachting's voices out there.
Wonderful. Thanks all for watching. This has been an episode on Luxury with Natalia. More episodes coming soon and going into various industries. So take care. Bye.